Hey, how's it going? It's James Miller here for VFX Nomad, and today we're going to take a quick look at combiners. So combiners combine things. The end. Lame. So combiners are kind of the backbone of Clarisse, but they're also deceptively simple. So let's just start off by making one. Now, combiners, unsurprisingly, just combine things. So if you think of it like a null that you can parent a bunch of stuff to, what I would recommend is, depending how you work in Clarisse, my suggestion is that you have a folder with your assets in it. And what happens is each asset has its own thing. So here I've got tree, ground, rock. And then what you have is your shot. And then your shot is where your combiners go. So this combiner, I'm just going to call it ground. And then I'm going to give it the suffix combiner so that I know what it is. And here you have a couple options, but what we're going to do is we're just going to, for the sake of this demo, I'm just going to say, okay, this polygrid belongs to this combiner. Bling. All right, the next thing that I'm going to bring in, I'm going to make this, and I'm going to call it tree combiner. Okay, and then we're going to kind of do the same thing. And we're going to go here, we're going to look at tree. And so tree is two parts, okay? There's two parts here. I can, again, just add them directly like I'm doing now. And then what we're going to do is the last one we're going to create is a rock. So here I'm going to go rock, CMB, and then add. And if we go to the rock, I've just added a bunch of polyspheres together. Okay, so this will work. Like, there's nothing wrong with this. But at this point, you may want to look at groups. This might be a little bit too much information, but my suggestion would be that you create a group, and we call it rock group, like a band. And then what we do is we just make a rule and we just say everything in this folder. So there we go, it's added all of these. And what happens now is I import that rock group, okay? So here we have three different combiners, and we've kind of done it three different ways. So here we have the ground with one thing, we have the tree with two things, and then we have the rock combiner, which is actually importing a group. All right, so now we look at our shot and we go, oh, well, that doesn't look very good. And we're like, all right, well, let's scale down the rock here. I want to bring that there, bring it up. Okay, best rock ever. And then I'm just going to Control-C, Control-V, and I'm going to move it over there. And, you know, I can make a pile and do whatever. And the same thing is true with the trees. And then it suddenly becomes quite easy to work, right? You just move things where you want them. And they're all instances straight off the bat, and everything is good and everyone is happy. And when someone else picks this up, it's very easy for them to see what is in your shot versus all the assets that you imported. So you can kind of have your assets sitting in a library, and then in your shot, you have the actual things that kind of matter that you're actually looking at. And just to go over the actual combiner itself, at the top are obviously your transforms. So all the things that you would expect. If we come down a little bit, we have the important stuff is at the bottom. So at the very bottom of the objects that we're adding to this group, or sorry, to this combiner. And then if we work our way up, these are the important parts for when you're lighting. So then we have the visibility. I will let you read all of those yourselves, but you know, it allows you to shadow things with other things, etc. And then you know, how you want the lighting to react to that combiner. And then finally you have this override material section where you can sort of say, I want this one to be different, you know, this particular combiner to be different to another combiner with the same material, etc. So I hope that wasn't too much information. I mean, combiners are simple, combines things, moves them around the scene. Easiest way to think of it is like a null, but it is also kind of the backbone of the program. So using combiners will serve you well. I advise that you do it. All right, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and subscribe if you like. Yeah, and hopefully see you around for some more videos. Bye.